Hello, my name is Jayla Simpkins, and my speech is titled, It is Much Bigger Than What Their Eyes Can See. Now, what exactly is internalized racism? Internalized racism is the effect of society that is the negative portrayal created by the white dominant society of African Americans. It is taught at a very young age that being a black child in America is seen as a sin. In a study done by Curie Davis in the 1900s, this portrayal is put in a better perspective. During the study at a children's hospital, both white and black children ages from 6 and under were asked to choose which doll they'd rather play with, a black doll or a white baby doll. In the room, both the white children chose both the black and the white doll. The white kids who chose the black doll chose it because the doll was pretty. Now, sadly, on the other hand, all the black children rejected the black doll that looked like them. And this responses broke my heart. Curie Davis asked the black children why they rejected the black doll. Their responses was that the black doll was bad, the black doll was not a good doll, and that the black doll was not pretty and that it was ugly. At ages 3, black children are able to recognize their skin color. And this is from the shows that they watch and the books that they read and the songs that they hear. At age 4, they're able to recognize racial stereotypes. At age 7, they are able to recognize that they are different from the ones they see. And at age 9, they recognize their racial group, African American, and their placement in society. The features that are seen ridiculous, huge buttocks, nice and full lips, were created as a laughingstock back in the day and was used as a negative propaganda of African American individuals. Now today, sadly, which I hate, these stereotypes, big old lips, big buttocks, is used and culturally appropriated by the grandkids of those who created the negative propagandas of us back in the day. Now today, their grandkids get lip implantations to get fuller lips, get buttock implantations to get bigger behinds, and they get tanned in skin treatments to get darker skin. Why? I do not know, and I hate it so much. Colorism is a huge problem in America to this day. Colorism is a huge problem in the African American community that interracially divides us. With colorism, African American women that are ranged from light skin to darker skin have to fight for the same roles in the same places. When you're darker in complexion, you aren't given the same jobs as your lighter skinned sister. You aren't received the same respect as well. And sadly, our African American men are brainwashed into thinking that African American women are not suitable to be a wife. Why? Because our white dominant society has taught them that black women are loud, raunchy, ghetto, angry, and would not be suitable to take care of you as a wife. But of course, I know that those black brothers do not think of their mothers and sisters in this way. Anxiety is another huge issue faced by African Americans due to the excessive force and lack of care for black lives in our authoritative and justice system. In 2020, a 20-year-old swim team athlete was traveling with his swim team and stopped at a resting place where he took a picture of a road sign that stated their destination. While taking a picture of the road sign, he was then trampled by 4 police officers and was falsely accused by another suspect. Jalen Butler was then trampled to the floor in the snow with 4 police officers putting their knees in his leg, back, neck, and with his head put down in the snow. Knowing that this was the wrong suspect that they were looking for, they continued to laugh hysterically in his face, threw out racial remarks, and pointed a gun in his face, threatening to take his life. Just like Jalen Butler, other African Americans have a heightened level of anxiety when doing their day-to-day tasks and simple things like driving a car that they worked hard for in a neighborhood they also worked hard to live in. African Americans are often stereotyped if they have a nice car living in a nice neighborhood because they often are seen as stealing a car or being somewhere they're not supposed to be. Sadly, when you live in a society that you are trying to break the barriers that they created and that you're trying to work so hard to receive the same respect that you've been working to receive for the last 100 years, and that you're living also in a society that is trying its hardest and its best to go back to the old racial ways, depression can easily creep in. African Americans are at a higher level of depression from living and facing with and dealing with racism on a day-to-day basis. I know myself personally in the last few years, seeing the same things that we've been seeing and that we've been taught about in the 60s happen again in the 2000s takes a huge toll on my mental and my peers. As you can probably guess, African American students are treated much differently than their white counterparts in school. In school, African American students are treated with a higher active disciplinary action compared to their white counterparts. African Americans are allowed to get suspended for school by having protective styling, such as box braids. 2 white parents had put their 2 black children, in a prestigious charter school where they were told that they would not be able to graduate unless they take their box braids out of their hair. Now, if you don't know what box braids are a protective style that protects your natural crown. And I'm sure these white parents, bless their heart, do not know how to do African American hair, which is why they probably do have the box braids in their hair. And the school, of course, says that this is unprofessional to walk across the stage to receive your diploma graduating from high school. And just like the black students in America, it is harder to get a job, or it's harder to go to college, a prestigious college, or a nicer job when you do not fit the role or part. African American women and African American men are told that their natural hairstyles, dreads, afro, kinky curls, are not sustainable for the office, which they're probably more qualified for than their white counterparts. Sadly, this is the society that we live in today, and sadly, it looks like change is not going to happen as quick as we want it to. But by recognizing these stereotypes and by changing them, I'm sure that we will move forward as a society. Thank you.